So the current Republican nominee to replace Jeff Sessions' old seat, Roy Moore, said recently, NFL players kneeling during anthem, as in the national anthem, are breaking the law. Turns out that is not true. They are protected on what is known as the First Amendment. Of course, Roy Moore does not like the First Amendment, considering how he believes it only applies to Christians. That's not at all what the First Amendment says. Okay, but here's some stuff from the article. In an interview with Time magazine, Moore said that NFL players are violating a section of federal law that establishes the Star-Spangled Banner as the national anthem and details proper, respectful conduct during its performance. All of which is unconstitutional, but I don't hear Roy Moore, the guard of the Constitution, saying anything about that. Remember, this is Roy Moore, who we just covered it yesterday. He said that he supports freedom. What if I want to have the freedom to not stand during the national anthem? Okay, but here's what Moore actually said. It's against the law, you know that. It's against the law. You know that. It isn't. Moore said, it was an act of Congress that every man stand and put their hand over the heart. That's the law. No, it isn't. No such law exists. Here's what the actual law states, according to The Hill. The law states, members of the armed force and veterans who are present but not in uniform may render the military salute in a manner provided for the individual in uniform, and all other person present should face the flag and stand at the attention with their right arm over their heart, and men not in uniform, if accessible, should remove their headdress with the right hand and hold it at the left shoulder, the hand being over the heart. That is what is proper procedure for respecting the anthem. It does not list any legal penalties, like Roy Moore seems to think it does. But okay. If they didn't have it there, it would just be traditional. But this is law, he added. If we disobey this, what else are we going to disobey? The Constitution that you've disobeyed several times, Roy Moore. Again, you first got on the map for having the 10 Commandments outside a courthouse, which is illegal. Here's the last quote. I back the president in upholding respect for the patriotism for our country on 2 grounds. Upholding respect. He has like a 30% approval rating. That doesn't typically make people feel patriotic. Yeah, I love the country with the president that I hate. What? For the record, I don't hate America or anything like that. I'm just saying, even in Roy Moore's made-up version of reality, that doesn't make any sense. 1, it's respect for the law. If we don't respect the law, what kind of country are we going to have? Okay, even if it was law, which it isn't, by the way, they weren't even hurting anyone. They were just sitting during the anthem. You know, if you want to boycott the NFL over this, fine. I think that's kind of an overreaction, but okay, that's fine. Heck, if you even want to make, like, a lengthy segment on Fox News or whatever about how this is destroying the fabric of America, or whatever, fine. I'll probably think that's extremely silly. In fact, I'll definitely think that's extremely silly. However, fine, you can think that. However, When you say there should be or there are legal penalties, that's where a line has been drawn. 2, it's respect for those who have fallen and given the ultimate sacrifice. I'm surprised that no one brought this up. Okay, 1, tons of people did bring that up. That's one of the most common talking points against it. And 2, does Roy Moore even know what they are protesting? No one is protesting soldiers. Even in most anti-war protests, they aren't protesting soldiers. But this wasn't even an anti-war protest. This all started because innocent black people were shot in acts of police brutality. That's what started this. Okay? We can talk about that message all you want. We can have a discussion about it. However, if we're going to do that, we must at least first acknowledge why it happened, which Roy Moore doesn't want to do. And just a reminder, I showed you this yesterday. He's currently tied in the polls against Doug Jones, who is the person he's running against. Now, granted, his numbers are only going down. He used to be above 50%. He's not anymore. However, it's still not locked in stone. He could still win. Well, obviously, he can still win until, the actual election, which is going to be this December. However, a tie game can go either way. This is sad right here. And for that matter, there was a poll held a few days ago with WBRC. Roy Moore was up 11 points. And he has won every single poll with the exception of the Fox News one we talked about yesterday, where he was tied. My God. That's it. I'm Ephrom, and good night.